Hey parents, it's Yulia, Executive Function Coach, and I work with families just like yours to help you develop systems to better get along and get stuff done. This is an unprecedented time in our history, and all of us are navigating uncertainty. We're navigating the unknown, and what's happening now is affecting everybody across the globe. And we are handling it as best we can. And I don't want to sit here and go through a list of tips about what to do, because I think, what to do because your kids are home from school, or if they are not being cooperative, or if they're not doing their work, all these issues are going to come up. And they're valid. These are valid issues, and there is a lot to talk about there. But this week I thought that it's so important to examine our values, and examine the reason why behind what we do, and to connect on a deeper philosophical level so that we can gain a perspective outside of the normal perspective that we usually operate on, meaning being mired in the details of the day-to-day and just getting through a day, the morning routines and the systems, and kind of checking all the boxes that we need to in order to call it a day. It's different. It's different because it's not a normal day. It's not average, and you're going to have a lot more on your plate, more stress, more uncertainty, more time with the kids, more conflict maybe, more opposition, more stress. You're going to have a lot on your plate, and that's valid. And again, there's lots of practical tips here that are useful. But I believe there's a need for a deeper dive into our values. And that's because whenever you do take action, or you think a thought, or you feel a feeling, you want to experience this reality in your actions and all of what you're doing within a bigger context of the meaning behind it. And what I'm really talking about is this conversation about where do you find peace and comfort in times of crisis? How do you navigate ambiguity? And how do you do that as the person who is the executive of your family, who is in charge, or the executive of your company, or who is in a position of leadership? What are the values that your actions are based on? And if we can have this deeper philosophical conversation, then I believe that will give you all the strength and certainty that you need to navigate uncertainty, to make decisions in the moment that are based in your values rather than based in your fear, based in your hope, or based in your emotional impulses. How do you become a leader that is influential to your children instead of the type of executive who uses your power unilaterally in order to create control and safety. So the deeper question is that: how do you navigate in times of crisis, and how do you lead in a way that influences the people around you to take action based in their values? So I'm excited to share with you a pretty lengthy conversation that I had a couple days ago with Professor Nicholas Dungy. He was my political philosophy professor at Cal State Northridge back when I attended school. This was over a decade ago, and I'm lucky enough to have stayed in touch with Professor Dungy, and we recently reconnected and sat down to have this conversation. And I knew, because I was talking to this particular individual, that we would go deep and it would be intense and it would be good. And this was an amazing, beyond my expectations conversation. And I believe that this is the necessary conversation that we must have in order to move forward, especially in unprecedented times of crisis, which I believe we are in now. And to do it with a sense of ourselves intact, with a sense of comfort. So hopefully you join me in listening, and maybe you're up for a discussion after. I'd love to hear your feedback, your comments. And I hope it's the type of conversation that helps to ground you in your values and to help you feel like you can weather any storm and you have the confidence, that it gives you the confidence in yourself to move forward even when you don't know what you're doing or how you're going to do it, to take right action for right reasons, and to have a sense of purpose, sense of identity that transcends what's unfolding around you in the world that is outside of our control. And that is something we are experiencing in the moment, or that we might be more aware of in the moment. So I'm excited to share this with you. I hope it gives you a much needed break from the day-to-day events and allows you to look deep within yourself to find comfort and peace. And with that, I'll be back next week. Hopefully things will be looking up by then. If not, we'll continue to navigate uncertainty together. And let me know if you want to talk about techniques or tips about the day-to-day. I'm happy to do that too. For this week, I will leave you here. I'm Yulia, Executive Function Coach, and I hope you take care.